What is up, traders? Hope everybody's doing well. Going to be going over a nice short taken today in the second macro. So let's get straight into it. It's a win. So yeah, let's get straight into it. Coming into the session, bias, we were very bullish. So my bias was really short. There was no logical target for me for the buy side, even though we were bullish. The only way I was going to be bullish was if we were stupid clear that we were going to be continuing bullish after market open, and that is by bearish P areas just all failing and price just showing continuous bullish momentum. So if that happened, I was open to that, but that didn't happen. So only bias was short, real bias, and we had a lot of trailing sell side. We had this, which was my ultimate target, was London lows, which got swept. I unfortunately wasn't able to catch the whole thing. I was stopped out in profit before, but what was clear was this sell side here and then London lows, right? So quick bias rundown right there. I wanted to enter this trade, which is the first AM macro, wasn't able to catch it. Price moved too quickly and I really didn't get a clear trade that I liked. During the second macro, however, I got a trade. So let's go over the recording like so. Alright, so 2x speed. Let's go over the trade. So macro hits 1045 plus is where I look to enter my trades. Yes, we sweep on ES and NQ this low, but I was so bearish biased and confident that we were going to continue lower that I was fine with still taking shorts, even though we took out this very near sell side liquidity, right? So we don't really take out the highs on ES. I don't demand it, right? I was just very bearish to those London lows. So I put my sell limit there at this fair value gap. And then stop loss above the fair value gap. I don't get that entry. I get a lower fair value gap because we do create now this fair value gap, as you guys see. So I have to kind of adjust my entry based off that. You see how still not in, waiting for my entry. So here you kind of see me start to adjust my entry because now we have this fair value gap, which now you have to keep that in mind, right? You can't be too greedy. You can't demand the most perfect entry. This, which was once the best entry, now is this because we have a fair value gap lower than it. So that now is a correct entry, right? So waiting to get that tap. Speed it up a little bit. Being confident, not FOMOing in, and right. So I get tapped in there, and I realize that my risk is a little bit on the low side, so I end up entering 2 more contracts in a second. So by the way, if you wanted to catch this entry off this value gap and you wanted to be greedy, you would have lost the trade. You would have not gotten tapped in. So this is a very good lesson to not be greedy, and kind of when you get this kind of scenario to happen, you have to include the second fair value gap in your in terms of your entry. So I do end up scaling in here in a second. Alright, so I do enter 2 more right there, right? So I entered 2 more there. Adjusting my stop loss a little bit. And you'll see me kind of fidget a little bit between these 2 take profits because yes, London lows is right here, but we had the new day opening gap right above it. So I didn't want to see price kind of fidget right before I reached it. So I moved it to this low. I eventually moved it to this low, but regardless, none were tapped. I got stopped out in profit later on. So speed it up a little bit because this trade takes quite a while, I think. So yeah, here moving to break even because this point we make a new low. There's no reason for price to push back up here, especially with all that sell side liquidity lower. So speed up a little bit more. so here I trim my stop loss to this low. Had I left it, by the way, at this stop loss where it is, I would have made double what I made, probably, because I ended up moving my stop loss a little bit lower, getting stopped out there, and then price continues lower after that. So speeding up a little bit here. Alright, so here I move my stop loss to this low. Is this a mistake? I would say probably yes, because I moved it to structure before we made a new low. So if I'm being really picky, I would say this is probably maybe a small mistake, which did cost me money. But looking back at it, I was also like I was a lot up, and it did take out some sell side, so I didn't want to be stopped out and not catch anything and leave it at break even as well. So that could have been a mistake, and I do get stopped out here in a second. Alright, so stopped out there in profits. Boom. Now if we go back to the charts, if I can get it right, you'll see how I got stopped out right around, what was it? It was here. So I chose my stop loss this low, this high. I got stopped out here, or here, sorry, and then from there, that's when we got this big ass dump. This is where we swept the London lows here on ES. This is where I would have closed fully as soon as we sweep there, and that would have been at least a double the 600, which probably would have been like $1,200 right there. So yeah, it is what it is, happens. But overall, nice trade, clean trade. So yeah, that's gonna be it. I'm still not bullish, honestly. Like, I don't think this is gonna be enough for us to just go all the way to all-time highs. In my opinion, this is my opinion. Again, anything could happen. We could just shoot up from here and sweep all-time highs. But in my opinion, this is what I think is most likely to happen, for us to come down a little bit lower, at least take out these lows before going up higher. But what I do think is more likely to happen is that we come down, take out all this, and then go push back up, right? So that, in my opinion, is what I think will happen, in my opinion. But anything can happen. Price will just shoot up there and it's fine. But as of now, I'm not going to just switch automatically higher time frame bullish. I'm still bearish, for me, at least until we take out these lows, at least. But I do think that we're going to eventually come down here before we do take out all-time highs. Alright, so that's going to be it. Hope you guys found this insightful. Free Discord is in the description if you want to join. I post my analysis for NASDAQ every single day for free. Pre-session, also private mentorship. Link for the calendar if you want to book your call with me. If you're interested in that, link for that is also in the description. Alright, peace out.